Hello there. Aren't these beautiful flowers? They're orchids. They come up every year in just at the edge of our garden. Just this one little plant really, but they seem to get bigger every year. There's definitely more of them this year than previous, and they're just past their best. Just a few days ago they were absolutely magnificent. They're just beginning to go off now, but beautiful yellow and purple flower. And as I say, they're orchids. And you know, there's many different types of orchid all around the world. And this is just, I don't actually know what type this is called, but during this week I've been reading about some of the other types of orchid around the world. And in the Pacific Rim, in Japan, China, Korea, parts of Russia, there's an incredible orchid that's called the white egret orchid. Now the white egret is a beautiful white bird, but the orchid is called the white egret orchid because the flower of the orchid, you'll have seen a picture just at the start of this video, the flower looks just like that beautiful white egret, magnificent looking flower. And even some of them, as you saw in the other picture, some of them can even look like a dove. And of course the dove is the sign, the symbol of the Holy Spirit. And then on the other side of the world, from the Pacific Ring, there's another orchid, would you believe it's called the Holy Spirit orchid. It's in Central America it's found, and you're going to see a picture at the end of this video, and it's a beautiful flower. There's a big white petal, and then inside is a beautiful flower that's just the shape of a dove, and it's beautiful, and that's why it's called the Holy Spirit orchid. But I was reading this week about that Holy Spirit orchid in Central America. Apparently it's critically endangered. It's in danger of extinction because traffickers are taking it away from its natural habitat, because it's so beautiful. So the Holy Spirit flower sounds like it's in danger of extinction because it's not in its own habitat. God's Holy Spirit's not in any danger of extinction. God's Holy Spirit is eternal. God is with us all the time. God is alive forever. God offers himself to us personally, but we need to think about what habitat in our lives we're providing for God's Holy Spirit. Is my life a good habitat for God's Holy Spirit to dwell in? How can it be a good habitat? Well, am I taking time to slow down each day? Am I taking time to keep life in perspective? Because if we just spend all of our lives running about, rushing, thinking only about the immediate things, thinking only about, the next thing or what we're going to buy or whatever it might be, then we will just crowd out God's Holy Spirit. But if we take time to look for him, if we take time to welcome him in our lives every day, if we take time to turn back to him every time we realize we've got distracted, then we will create a good habitat for God's Holy Spirit to dwell in us. And when God's Holy Spirit dwells in us, then life is the best it can be. We know his peace, his joy, the security that comes from the assurance that he is there. So, are you in your life providing a good habitat for the Holy Spirit? Amen.